In this video, we are going to continue our talk about logarithms, and we're going to talk about how to expand and condense logarithms and some rules about that. So let's take a look at the power rule. So you'll remember that there's a power rule with exponents, okay? And the power rule with exponents is if you have two same bases, and you are going to take that base to a power. Okay, so like this, then you're just going to multiply the powers. Okay, so now when we're doing logarithms, what's actually going to happen here, okay, so you've got log base b of some number to the c. So you've got this exponent up here. And so what's going to happen is you're actually going to bring this exponent out front. Okay, because what an exponent is when you have powers is just you have this thing that many times. Okay, so you have a to the m n times. So now we're just going to bring this c out front. Okay, and then we still have log base b of r. So you just take any exponent, bring it out front. That's how many times you have that log. So in this example, so we're going to see this exponent, we're going to bring it out front, okay, and then we still have times the log of x. Now just a reminder from the other day, remember what the base is of a log. When the base is not written, it's a 10. Okay, you don't have to write it in there, I just want you to remember. So then in this next one, our exponent is a 3, so we're going to bring that down out front. So we're going to have 3 times log base 4 of x, and that would be using the power rule. Then we have a product rule. So again, let's just remember this when we have exponents. So a to the n times a to the m, we would just add these exponents together. Okay, so now this is going to be, logs are the inverse. Okay, so kind of like the backwards version of that. So when you have a product inside of a log, okay, you're multiplying any two things, 3, 4, 5 things inside of a log, you can split those factors up, okay? So I'm just gonna put some colors in here, okay? So we'll put R in green and we'll put S in red. So then what you're gonna be able to do is split these factors up, okay, with the same log base, whatever this base is, and you're going to be able to split those factors up and do the log of both factors, and you are going to add them. So you're going to split the factors up, put a log with both of them, and add them. So now in this one, okay, so let's first take a look at our factors. So we've got 7, and then we've got x to the 5th. Okay, so those are our two factors. So we're going to split this up. And again, this is log base 10. I'm not going to write the 10 this time. But we're going to split this up twice with a plus between. So log base 10 of 7 plus log base 10 of x to the 5th. So that's going to be using the product rule. Now we could even take this further and use the power rule by bringing that 5 out front. Okay, so if we were going to expand this even further, we would have that log base 7 or log base 10 of 7 plus bring that 5 out front times log of x. So that's using product rule here for this first one, and then power rule. Next one, so we've got this first factor is x to the 5th. This second factor is y to the 4th. So we're going to split that log up into 2 logs since we've got 2 factors with a plus in between. X to the 5th inside of this first log and y to the 4th inside of the second one. And then again, we could use the power rule, okay, and bring those powers out front to fully expand this. So 5 log base 10 of x plus 4 times log base 10 of y. So then you can also condense. So expanding is breaking it up and making it bigger, and then condensing is bringing it back into one logarithm. Okay, so first thing you have to do is think about your order of operations backwards. So remember that this number out front is a power. So we're going to bring this up first. You don't want any numbers outside of the logarithm. Okay, so we're going to bring this up into the a. So we're going to have log base 10 of a to the fourth plus, and then we just have this log k. So now we're adding these two logarithms together. So we're going to take their insides and we're going to multiply them. So we're going to put them into one log and we're going to multiply them by bringing back that product rule. And then that would be our final condensed answer. So in this next one, this g out front is the exponent, so we're going to bring that up. Okay, and we're also going to bring this 2 up using power rule. So you will have log base 10 of a to the g power plus log base 10 of b to the second power. Now we're adding these logarithms together, and they have the same base. They're both base 10 logarithms. So then we're going to put these two factors together inside of one log. So we're going to take a to the g, and we are going to multiply that on the inside times b squared. Those are different bases, so they can't simplify, so that would be our final answer. Then we have quotient rule. So remembering with exponents, if you have a to the m over a to the n, you would subtract those exponents. So you would have a to the m minus n. So now when you're in a logarithm and you're dividing, when you expand this out, okay, you're going to have each of those factors, but you're going to be subtracting the logs. You're going to end up with 2 logs. Okay, the top factor first, the bottom factor second. That's really important. It has to go in order, okay? So make sure you get the top factor first and the bottom factor second. All right, let's take a look at a couple examples. So we've got, this top piece here, and then we've got this bottom piece. So we're going to expand that into 2 logarithms. So we're going to have log of the top minus log of the bottom. The top there is z times y to the third. So log of z times y to the third minus log of x. Now this first log is using all of the other things that we've done, the product rule and the power rule. Okay, so this one's actually going to have a product inside of here. Okay, so we're going to expand that even further. Remember, if it's a product inside, we split it to be adding. Okay, and then you still have this minus log of x. So we're going to split up that product in each of these logs. So we're going to have log z plus log y cubed and then minus that log x. And then we're going to finalize this by bringing this power out front in this log. So we have log z plus 3 log y minus log x as our final answer. So it's going to kind of take in everything that we've done. Okay, so then this next one, we've got z to the fourth on top, and we've got x to the fifth, y on bottom inside of that logarithm. So now you're going to split that. So you can split that into 2 logarithms like this, right? Where you're going to put the top first, so log of z to the fourth minus log x to the fifth times y. So that's one way that you can do it. Then you're going to need to split this up. Now, this is where a lot of people will go wrong because of this minus. So when you do this, you need to minus both of these factors. So you're going to get a minus log x to the fifth minus log y, because it's really a minus this whole thing. Okay, so if you thought about minus the whole thing, it would look like this with a plus from the factor, and then you distribute that negative in. So one thing I like to do is just take the top factor, okay, so the log z to the fourth, okay, and then you put a plus with the, and then a minus for your bottom. And I just minus each of these. So I just split them up right away. So I do minus log x to the fifth, and then minus log y. So just subtract everything that's on the bottom. So split it and subtract it. So you can do that if you want to. Then you just need to do your power rule. So bring that 4 down. So 4 times log of z minus, bring that 5 down. So 5 log of x, and then minus log y, and that would be your final answer. So then you can condense these. I say quotient rule, and then I've got additions in here, so let me change those to subtractions. Okay, so let's put these together. So first thing, again, you want to do the power rule. So log b to the 8th, and then minus log k to the y. Then this is minus, okay, so you're going to put it inside of the logarithm, first part on top, second part on bottom. And then that would be your final answer. Nothing can simplify since they're not the same base. So for this next one, we've got no power rule. Okay, so we're just going to have log base b. Okay, remember this one was a log base 10, so we don't have to write it. It was a 10 in each of these. But this one has a base of b, so we need to write it in there. First one is an 8 divided by second one is a 2. Then that can simplify, so you would do log base b of 4. So it would simplify if you could. All right, that we do not need to do, so we are good to go. We can condense these. Let's condense these. Okay, so this one's subtracting. So again, we've got a log base 4. So log base 4, first part on top, second part on bottom since it's subtracting. Second one, okay, a bunch of stuff going on here. We've got power rules, so bring that 5 up, bring that 7 up, bring that 4 up. Okay, so now with this one, okay, how I would do this is log base 4, all of them are base 4s. Anything that's positive is going on top. So this first one is going on top. Okay, this one is going on top also because we're multiplying x to the 7th because it was an addition. And then this one is minus this, so that's going to go on bottom. Nothing simplifies. You could simplify this to 32 if you wanted to, 2 to the 5th. So you could put 32 here. Next one, so bring this 2 up. And then you're subtracting logs of the same base, so you will divide them. They're inside, so put it in 1 and divide the inside. So x squared over 11 inside of a log. All right, then this last one. Okay, start within this parenthesis because you always want to follow order of operations. Okay, so we've got the 2. Then in there, we're going to have a log base 3, subtracting 2 log base 3s, so we will divide their insides. So 20 divided by 4. Okay. Then I'm going to change this to a 1/2. And then I'm going to put it up here with the 4. Okay, as power rule. Then I'm going to simplify this. So this will be 2 times log of 5. plus log base, sorry, I forgot the base 3. 2 times log base 3 of 5. Log base 3. Now 4 to the 1/2 power. Remember, 1/2 is the same as a square root. So this is really saying square root of 4, which is just 2. Bring that power up. So log base 3 of 5 squared plus log base 3 of 2. 5 squared is 25. And then we still have that log base 3 of 2. 2 log base 3's added, so we can put them together by multiplying their insides. So your final answer here is log base 3 of 50. So that whole thing that we started with, okay, simplifies just to log base 3 of 50.